Hi everyone, my name's Mike Arya. I'm a Finnish British guy, and here I am in southern Savonia on my summer holidays. It's 14 degrees, it's going to rain, so a bit bored, so I thought I'd make a video maybe defending my new car, which I've had for about 6 weeks. This is a Suzuki Across, and as most of you already know if you've watched any videos or you're thinking about buying one of these, what we've actually got here is a Toyota Rav4 plug-in hybrid, 306 horsepower, four-wheel drive, pretty nice car. And you know, the story behind this is that Suzuki needs to reduce their emissions in the European Union, so we've got one of these. When I was thinking about buying a new car, of course, I considered the Toyota. I used to have a Corolla. I really like it. There's my doggy over there. And I went for the Suzuki. One of the reasons was I actually like the front a little bit better. But the reviews I was reading, they weren't really that sort of nice about this car. There was a lot of complaints about stuff, and there was some comparisons to the wrong kind of cars, in my opinion, and the biggest deal is that, you know, this is too expensive. So you know, as everyone says, kind of hold on to your hats. This car costs in Finland 54 to 57,000 euros. Yeah, that's quite a lot of money. So why would you possibly consider buying a Suzuki for 54 to 57,000 euros? Well, I'm going to tell you why I bought it. And so let's start off with you know, the comparison. So people were talking that this is to be compared with the Peugeot 3008 hybrid, plug-in hybrid, Opel Grandland Hybrid 4, and straight away I'm going to say totally no. First of all, both of those cars, similar kind of price range. This is the most expensive of the lot. And why not? Well, first of all, the quality difference is just, you know, you can't compare them. I mean, this is a Toyota, right? And Toyotas are bulletproof cars, super well made. Okay, a bit dull, but you know, comparing them to an Opel or a Peugeot is just not done. Also, the size. Okay, this is a bigger car than both of those. And actually, when you put this next to, for example, an XC60, let's say T6, then, you know, you've got similar size car, performance wise similar, and really, so in my opinion, you know, I would stack this up against the Volvo, and that was also on my shopping list. So when I chose this one, of course, the Volvo is much more expensive, and also not really, in my opinion, as good, for quite a few reasons. Okay, I was saying why you can't compare, or why you should be comparing this to the Volvo, and why this car is a little bit better, in my opinion. I'm being attacked by my dog here. It's just down here. Yeah, go down, please. Thank you. And well, the main reason that you would think about buying this instead of the Volvo is the range of this car. So let's just kind of like look at real life, and actually we're going to test that later on today. But you know, what is the range of this? Why would you buy this car in the first place? I mean, it's a plug-in hybrid, so you want to use it as a plug-in hybrid, and what that means is that, you know, you want to use this as an electric car as your daily drive, and then when you want to go on a big trip like this one, sort of 3-hour drive or so, then, you know, the petrol engine will kick in. And the range of this car is the best that you can get, as far as I know, apart from, I think it's the BMW X5 45e or whatever it is, which is way out of my price range. In Finland, that's about 150,000 euros. No chance are we buying that. So, you know, if you really want to use this properly, then mosquitoes, classic Finland. if you want to use this car as a daily driver, you need to have a huge range. So let's have a quick look at what the reality is now. Okay, so this has been plugged in overnight, and that's something you need to think about. So first of all, don't buy this car if you can't plug it in overnight. You can't really use fast chargers anyway. It doesn't have fast charging capacity. You plug it into the wall, normal plug socket, and then it will plug up. But just take a look at the EV range there, 79 kilometers, right? And that's with my average of 23.5 kilowatt hours per 100. And that's actually a bit high. We'll probably get that down later. So first things first, let's talk about the performance and the driving experience. We'll see a little bit later. Okay, 306 horsepower, four-wheel drive, very fast in hybrid mode. Stick it in sport and you can hit 60 miles an hour or 100 kilometers an hour, so 62 actually, in under 6 seconds. It's quite a shock. So if you want to drive really fast, don't buy this car. It's totally pointless. All right, so if you want to sort of sprint around and sort of enjoy 300 plus horsepower, then this is not the car for you. Buy something else. Buy a Golf GTI or something like that, and save yourself some money actually. But actually, the reason that having this amount of power is great is that you can put this in eco mode and just cruise about, and it still has loads and loads of pull. So if you need to overtake on the back roads, you need to overtake 2-3 cars, you haven't got a massive overtake space. If even in eco mode, even in electric eco mode, if you put your foot down, this will pull and pull and pull, right? No problem. When you're driving around town in eco mode, this car is silent. It handles really nicely. It feels much smaller than it really is. And the bonus is that when you're using eco mode with that amount of power that the electric engines have got, then it barely uses any electricity. So you can look at range. I've had my range up to over 90 kilometers driving around town, which means that this is an electric car in practice. Okay, so that, you know, power. Next thing, sort of handling. Well, again, it's 2.5 tons, and you're not going to throw it around a corner, although it does hold really nicely. The four-wheel drive is pretty good. It's quite grippy, but I would have liked a bit more grip. But where it has been excellent is on these gravel roads we have in Finland. Coming here, you know, 40k on gravel roads where the speed limit is sort of 50 miles an hour, 80 kilometers an hour. It's so comfortable, just no problem at all. And plenty of regen possibilities, nice and comfy. We're going to drive some of those roads a bit later as well. So that's the handling and the sort of acceleration, and then the comfort. Well, yes, I've heard also that people say that this car is kind of a little bit too stiff. Yeah, I suppose the stiffness is to help it with the body roll, but the batteries are low down, so it doesn't roll too badly. Over like really rough roads, you will feel it a bit, but that's probably because of the big wheels and that's been mentioned in many of these kind of things, but I haven't noticed it. I find it really comfortable. Heidi, Sana, hey.
Hey.
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, Daddy.
Okay, this is my daughter, Heidi. She's going to be joining us on our trip, adding her weight to the back. You can also see in the back of the car, like how much space there is. Loads of headroom here. Just didn't show that earlier. Right, we're off to a place called Varkaus. We're in a town called Nykälä at the moment. So the distance, according to Apple Maps, is about 70k. So I'm hoping to get there on electricity only. So let's get ourselves sorted out for that. And off we go. All right, so nice and silent. using the reversing camera here, which is pretty decent. Could be better. There we go. Little adjustment. Now these roads are pretty sketchy, but what we've got here is a basic gravel road. You can feel the bumps a little bit. I would say they're totally over exaggerated by the phone, not really feeling the wobble that you're seeing here, but this is the kind of road we'll be driving on for quite a bit of the time, and open up a little bit when we start doing like 80 kilometers an hour. And let's see if we can do a little demo of that, and then I'll switch off because I want to concentrate on driving. Got the kid in the back, so we'll have a look at the results of the driving on the way back. So off we go. Calm. Right, so gentle acceleration. I'm not really gonna floor it. This is the good bit of the road here, if I'm honest. 60 kilometers per hour speed limit. So we'll just be doing that now. And in a moment we're going to lose the tarmac, if you can really call this tarmac, and we'll be onto the gravel. I'll just drive a little bit of that, and then I'll switch off the camera. We'll wait to see how we do when we get there. I'm not going to do any kind of acceleration tests for you. A couple of reasons. I told you there's no point. We're not really that interested in how quickly this accelerates. Just take my word for it, it does. It's pretty quick. Also, little girl in the back, so let's not mess around. So welcome to the backwoods of Finland. Yeah, great quality roads. Here we go. So do 80 now, and we're about to lose the surface. So I'll just give you a little, 1 minute drive on here. I know this road pretty well, so. Okay, this is exactly where the camera fell off yesterday. So now we're gonna have a couple of minutes on the gravel, and then you can see this is the same road we drove yesterday, but we're off in a different place. So my lovely wife Jonna will show the road ahead from now. There we go. Right, let's start. So this is a 80 kilometers per hour speed limit. So let's get up to 80. Now we're on the roads. Yeah, so what I forgot to mention yesterday when I was driving this is that of course the range is really good and we got good range, but on this kind of road the wheels are having to work a lot harder because there's not so much grip. So actually it's even more impressive that the range was as good as it was. So let's just take a look at these lovely corners. Lots of different kinds of grip on here, some good grip, some gravel underneath certain tyres, but the four-wheel drive holds really nicely. Go around the corner, I'm actually doing a little bit over 80 kilometers an hour now, and yeah, this is pretty good. So we have sort of 10 to 12 kilometers of this road before we get to our main tarmac. So there you go, I managed to get some road. Alright, so here we are in Varkaus, and yeah, the driving didn't work. It was too bumpy, so the phone fell over. I'll try and get us on the way back so you can see some roads. But anyway, you can see it's a 72k drive. That's what we did. And electric range 6, so pretty much bang on. I think it was 78 was on the EV, so it's got it exactly right. Okay, so we got a bit of bonus time actually because of our sort of 5 kilometers. I need to go to the supermarket, so let's do a little bit of driving around the town. Still in electric mode. I've got like a couple of kilometers to go to the supermarket, so I'll just shift it into drive now, and then you can hear hopefully how quiet it is. So off we go. It's a nice easy pull away. Doors locking at 30k. It's a bit annoying because when you when you have adults in the car and you stop, those doors stay locked, so have to remember to unlock the doors for the adults on the way out. But anyway, as you can see, I'm doing like 30 kilometers an hour, which is the speed in the inside of cities. Pretty slow, but you can hear totally quiet, nice and gentle. Got a slightly better setup so that it's not wobbling so much around the roundabout. No. Okay, so as I was saying, I had a slightly better setup than before, but I didn't because then the camera fell over. as usual. I'm not very confident about getting this to work on those gravel roads on the way home. It would be pretty cool to show you what kind of roads we have to work with here, and why having this kind of car is quite handy in Finland. You can imagine what it's like in the winter as well, when those same roads are covered in a massive amount of snow and ice. Of course, here in Finland we have winter tires, proper ones, so the grip remains pretty good, but anyway, still a bit sketchy. Now let's see if we can make it around a corner this time without the camera falling over. There we go, lovely. Right, so now just accelerate. You can feel we've got 50 now, so you can feel accelerating nicely. I'm going to be turning right in a second, so this car behind me is being a bit of an idiot, closing the gap, but never mind. Okay, and there we go. You didn't have to close the gap, my friend. Yeah, I mean, as you can hear, no sound whatsoever. Keep the radio off. Sitting in traffic, we're down to 22.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which I think is still a little bit high, which will come down with just a little bit more driving around at this kind of same kind of pace that I'm doing now. But anyway, we're just gonna pop to the supermarket, and then after that we'll head back from there. We'll have used up most of the electric, so we'll be able to try to get the journey back on petrol. All right, so there's our result for the way back. Yeah, so not bad. 5.7 litres per 100 running on the hybrid mode for that trip. Of course, when the hybrid mode's kicked in, even though the electric range is 0, there's still the hybrid system still works, and the battery is really large, much bigger than what's in the standard Rav4 hybrid. So actually the hybrid system still worked really well. So that last trip there, as I said, 5.7 litres per kilometre, per 100 kilometres. And now our overall average for the whole trip so far, including the motorway drive, is now just 3.9, which I'll also translate into miles per gallon later. So there you go, real world test. Something to do on a overcast day in southern Savonia in Finland.